earlier.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, like to me, it doesn't matter what people like. I'm not saying I disregard people's opinion of me or anything like that. But my point being is, if God done solidified it in me and He spoke a mandate over my life, that's what my mandate is. No offense to anyone else, but I'm gonna do what God tells me to do.
That's it.
And if I fail, like I think Peter said the counsel that came upon him when he was preaching Jesus and the resurrection, and he said, "Look, man, what am I supposed to do? Disregard what God says and listen to y'all? It don't work like that with me. Yeah, I'm gonna do what God told me to do, and I'm gonna cling to it like it was the last and only word that I ever heard, and I think that'll help people situate their conflicts and resolve certain of their perceptions and beliefs. Like you say, His ways are way above our ways. We're not gonna understand it, but at the same time, if He told us to do something, believe me, He meant it for our good. So I pass with that.
Can I ask you a question as you said that, and
Yes,
then
sir.
we're going to close with this. When you says His ways are not our ways and our thoughts are not His thoughts,
Correct.
what do you think He's really saying to us in that? Is it making Himself
No.
God, or is He kind of give us a message?
No, I mean we don't have the capacity to put ourselves in a like for instance, even a judge or an officer. We don't have the capacity to know what right and wrong is, because we could be right one second and we could be wrong the next second. So that's the thing that He was basically, and to me Jesus was saying that, wait a minute, you brought this woman that was committing adultery, but you ain't bring the man. Like, come on, like what kind of justice
Trying
is
to
that?
mess Him up.
The man
Yeah.
was there.
What I'm saying, what kind of justice is that? You bringing the woman, but you letting the man off with murder. But you bringing the woman to get stoned.
Yeah.
And then you trying to give me that judgment to pass? So Jesus said, okay, instead of me passing that judgment, you pass that judgment. Because whatever you pass on yourself. And that's how great God is. He says, Galatians 6 and 7, He says, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. And that's how I try to live my life, man. If I see something coming at me, it could be a lesson like you said, and it could be a teaching tool. But I don't think the worst of it. Because like I say, God probably set me before my brothers, even if they did throw me in a pit, for good to come out of it, not evil. God has good expectations for us. And if we have evil expectations of ourselves, then that's what we're going to get.
That's the next topic, the internal conflict.
Eternal conflict.
But listen, we have to realize it's an honor.
Of
When God
course.
put you on display like that
What?
to go through a thing.
Ooh.
Look at Job.
Yeah.
And he said, didn't curse. But watch this. Could Job have some internal conflict within himself, because
He did.
Job's situation turned when he did what? Prayed for his friend.
Yeah, when he said, yeah, he did. Yeah, that was it.
Could
Wow.
Joseph
I didn't even look at that.
could Joseph had some issues within
He did.
himself?
He did, of course.
Because he felt more high-minded. Listen, I had a dream.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna serve me.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
So he had to go through that even
Yeah,
though he's
humble.
already chosen
Yeah,
to
go-
deliver.
Yeah.
But there's some things that had to be squeezed out of him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maturity.
So we got
Maturity.
to, I'm telling you, man, so we all got, because any man that gets that perfect, he's not on this earth.
Nope.
Hey. And when he
He's
gets that
not on
perfect, just like you said, Enoch, 365 years, and he was gone.
But the thing, when I looked at that scripture,
Yeah.
your ways are not my ways, it's
Your
almost,
thoughts are not my
yeah,
thoughts.
it's almost like he's saying, listen, adjust your thinking to think like me. Adjust your ways to be like
like me.
mine.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, that's what he sent us here to do.
Yeah.
To be able to command some things and to have authority over some things.
That's it.
But we're not there. And it's
No.
almost like he's telling us, listen, you need to come up.
Yeah.
Your mind needs
He
to come
is.
up to where you need to be.
He is.
Because at the end of the day, Genesis 1 through Genesis 2 and 3 still remains the same God original plans, and we're not even close to it.
Oh,
He says we have dominion
Yeah.
royal power.
Yeah.
We have authority
In this earth.
you know. And
That's it.
when you really study the Bible, so many things point to everything he says from in the beginning. It all points to it, and it all points to
never changes.
Jesus so many times. And it's amazing. But if we really understood who we really are and the power that's within us.
That's another topic.
Brother Matthew.
This is wonderful, man. I just want to say it's just a conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My final thought is I saw this thing one time, and it kind of like really changed my whole mindset, of thinking of who we really are, as believers. I don't say Christians anymore, because you have to believe in the God you serve. And just like we just said, your ways are not his ways, and your thoughts are not his thoughts. There's a mom that another teenager killed her son. And when she was on the day of the trial, she looked at that teenager and she said, listen, I'm going to kill you.
Wow.
And when she said that, people perceive it to be that she really meant like, I'm going to literally kill you. Now, this kid served time in jail, and she went there. She gave him commissary money. She brought him stuff. She brought him books to read. She pretty much took care of him. When the kid got out of jail, who did he call? Her.
Yeah.
Because no one wasn't there for him.
Yeah.
His mom wasn't there. His father wasn't there. Nobody wasn't there. So she brought him in, and she took care of him.
Yeah.
And years later, she looked at him and said, you remember those words I said to you in the jail?
Yeah.
I was going to kill you?
Yeah.
I meant the old you.
Wow.
Until we have that mindset,
Yeah.
that's how you become a believer.
That's
how you become a leader.
That's it.
When you can look at situation that you think is going to kill you as an individual. You think about a mom losing her only son.
Yeah.
And she look at somebody, even though she's going through the pain, even though she's going through the hurt, and she said, listen, I'm going to kill you. But she was talking to the spirit that was inside of him,
exactly.
that was controlling him.
That's it.
We do need that positive and that negative. She was happy positively. Then this negative thing happened, and it brought her to a level back where she was still positive. Because she could have really meant literally, like, I'm literally going to kill you. But no, she saw somebody that needed help.
Wow.
And that's the positive thing that kicked inside of her when she seen that person that needed help. And she said, listen, I'm going to help that person, and I'm going to help them in a positive way. Even though you took something from me, I'm still going to help you. Until we have that mindset, that's how you become a good leader. When you look at stuff that's in folks, instead of saying, listen, I'm going to bring you down and put you down, no, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to look at what you're going through. I'm going to look at the stuff that you struggle with. And guess what? I'm going to help you with it and show you how you can make that thing work for you. He said, listen, all things are going to work for our good. And the only way you can make work for his good, it starts with us as believers, us as leaders. We got to pull the things that we see in people out of them and lift them up and bring them up into the different realm, into the realm of Jesus, where they understand and their mindset can understand the capacity of what lives inside of them. That mom understood the capacity that's inside of her, even though she was at her lowest point. She still opened her capacity. Remember we talked about that, Minister Mom. We said, listen, sometimes you have to empty what's inside of you and fill it back up.
Yeah.
Something got snatched away from her and it emptied her, but guess what? The kindness, the love that she had in her heart for that kid, she turned it over and put it onto someone that murdered her child. Nice. That's the love that we need to have every day, no matter what. Songwriter says, through it all, I learned to trust in Jesus and I learned to trust in God. And the guy that wrote that song, which is Andre Crouch, he was going through a situation, and he said, listen, if I didn't go through this, I didn't know that I had a God that could take me through it.
That's it.
So he said, through it all, I'm going to learn to trust in him. Through it all, learn to trust in everything that happens around you, because it happened for a reason. T.D. Jakes has a thing that I saw the other day. He said, nothing just happens. Everything happened for a reason. It happens to either make you better or to make you understand what's inside of you and what you're hiding inside of you. So